Hello, everyone. Welcome to the CDO Magazine interview series. I'm Subhash Kari, the Chief Innovation Officer at Infocepts, overseeing our global practices and delivery organization. Infocepts is a US-based global data and AI solutions firm. Our mission is to bridge the gap between the worlds of business and analytics to help organizations make better decisions faster and with more confidence. We have partnered with the Chief Data Officer magazine on a series of interviews to bring pragmatic, evidence based insights to business and technology leadership to advance their insights driven journey. Today, I have with me Ms. Anna Hannem, Vice President, Data and AI Risk at Scotiabank. Anna, it's a pleasure to have you with us today. Why don't you introduce yourself to our listeners?
Subhash, thank you so much for having me and as well for that introduction. To elaborate a little bit more on my experience, as you've pointed out, I've got close to 20 years of experience in not only data and analytics, but as well as program and project management, mergers and acquisitions, credit cards, technology, just to name a few. I did start from branch banking, so I started in customer service and then progressively had more senior roles. So I really understand that customer journey, the impact that we do at head office, and sometimes when we're a little bit more disconnected in the back end from the first line of business and then our customer and how all that works together. And so my current role, which is now even to be quite frank, a little bit more disconnected. It's a second line role. It oversees what first line does from a data and analytics perspective, but because of my previous experience, educational experience, I feel it nicely marries up all of that into the current role that I'm overseeing. And it really enables me to view things not only from a data perspective, which is usually cost center, and then an analytics perspective, the revenue drivers, but also then the full impact that it may have on our customer, which really at the end of the day, from a financial institution, is our most valued asset and the reason that we exist.
Yeah. Thank you, Anna. And Anna, when you are not managing data and AI risk in your bank, what are you passionate about?
I'm passionate about my family. I'm a mother of 5, and we have a very busy household. We love to travel as well. So every year we've got bucket list item, places to go to. With COVID, we've got some catching up to do. So that's what keeps me going. That's that goal every time to look forward to for the next time. And from a more professional and personal side, I'm also very passionate about people development and talent, especially coaching and development, but developing talent when it pertains to women in leadership, young people. So often young people reach out to me via LinkedIn to ask for advice or guidance, etc. And I strive to really always give them that chance and that airtime, because I remember those days, already a while back ago, when you're knocking on doors and don't get an opportunity just to even talk to somebody, and then as well as immigrants as well. Those are some of the groups that I really much focus on. I myself am an immigrant, and I came to Canada with my parents when we were young, and I remember the hardships that they had in terms of getting new careers in a new country and just to be given that chance. And so those are sort of my passions and areas that I really focus in on, both professionally and personally.
Yeah. I'm an immigrant as well. I think, naturalized citizen in the US. So I certainly appreciate, that perspective. I really admire the contributions, Anna, that you are having in terms of developing and supporting diverse talent, especially women, freshers, immigrants. Given that we are on the topic of data analytics, what I found out is that diverse teams are 36% more likely to deliver success than teams that are not diverse, right? This is something that I just learned earlier today. I think coincidentally we launched our own diversity, and inclusion sort of initiative in the firm. But more importantly, I think I believe customers want to do business with companies they can relate to personally, which of course requires a diverse staff, right? So this is something that I would like to explore a little bit later in the context of some of the work that you have done at the bank. So Anna, I think moving on to the first question, you have had phenomenal experiences in data analytics, from delivering projects and building business cases for emerging needs to establishing new capabilities around customer data management and related advocacy. You also have a degree in behavioral sciences and an MBA. Talk to us about your journey towards becoming a data analytics business leader.
Happy to. I think, like many folks, especially in this day and age, where sometimes things happen just by circumstance, and when opportunity presents itself, it's whether you take that opportunity or not. And I'm very much a person who likes new challenges and things that haven't yet been fully established. I thrive in that space. I get drawn to that space. And so, as you pointed out, my background is in sciences. That is originally where I wanted to pursue a career, which was in the medical side. Life took a couple twists and turns, and instead I ended up in business, which was, in hindsight, I'm really happy that happened, because I really am in a space that I love, and I think that it's a space that I'm contributing to and also learning about and developing in, and at the same time bridging, to be honest with you, some of the learnings that I had from a science perspective in what I do now. This was especially true when I held the data ethics role, and now as well in AI, data and AI risk. Human behavior plays into all of that, and just into our day-to-day interactions. I then pursued, as you mentioned, an MBA, just to have a better understanding of the essentials and basics of business, and then progressed through project management, which is really where a lot of my soft skills were developed, in terms of negotiation, stakeholder management, relationship management, execution, delivery, change management. That translates across industries, that translates across functions, and has helped me, I feel, to be successful, progressively successful. One of those projects, as I mentioned, was then in data management and data governance. And that's how, about 10 years ago, I then went onto a different path. And that path at that point in time was still very much uncharted when it came to females. It was mostly a male-dominated industry. And I took that as an opportunity to, as you pointed out, with diversity and talent and experience, right, to get into that space and then showcase the work that I could do, get more into the technology space as well. Time passed. The other side of it that I knew that I needed to know was not only the cost center, so which usually data is, but also the revenue side. And so I went into analytics, did a couple of years of that. And those kind of experiences then provided me an opportunity to accept the role that about 2 years ago on the data ethics team. And was a new function. It's not in health sciences. In health, in medicine, that's been an existent function for quite a bit of time. But in business, it's a relatively new concept. And so I got the opportunity to work on a foundation and set building blocks of what that would look like at Scotiabank. And as you've already mentioned, we were able to mature it and operationalize it into an award-winning program. And it's not just a program, so it's not something that's once and done and it's done. It's growing and evolving and becoming part of the cultural fabric of the organization. And all of those experiences that I previously had really, I think, helped to be able to look at data ethics from all different angles, from data side, from an AI and analytics side, because most people are looking at it from just a responsible AI side. But Scotiabank, we were looking at it holistically, how data in general, from a customer perspective, we use that data, whether it is for general purpose use cases, all the way up to AI use cases. And then about 3 months ago, the opportunity came for me to segue into a new area, which combined even more data, analytics, AI, and now become in the risk function, which I'm very excited about this new role. As you also know, risk is a big part of the way a bank does business. So I'm very excited to be part of this team and to be able to provide a different lens and perspective in this new role.
Awesome thought to end, Anna. Thank you for joining me today. Please visit cdomagazine.tech for additional interviews. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Subhash.